Welcome to the Kay Willis Positive Vibes Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the Kay Willis Positive Vibes Podcast. Whoever finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. Proverbs 18:22. Being single and growing old by myself isn't my ministry, and I'm not claiming it. I know God promised me a future husband.
Single people, if you dating somebody, you need to ask 1,000 questions during the dating process. You don't need to be sitting up there talking about, well, I go to church and I talk in tongues, and a big plus is I'm a member of World Change. Oh, praise the Lord, I done found my husband. You might have found the devil. Now, hold up a minute, girl. You need to ask some questions. Y'all need to sit down and go on a whole lot of dates. What's your name? Is that your real name? Do you have your daddy's name? When can I meet your daddy? Is your dad and mama together? How do you act when you get mad? Do you throw things? Do you cuss around? Do you beat up on people? I need to know, do you have a job? Where do you work at? How much money do you make? How long you been working there? Do you have a bank account? How is your credit? Can I see your credit score? Do you have a house? Or you live in an apartment? Do you pay for your gas in your car? Do you live with your mama and them? I need to understand what you're doing, what you like to eat. Do you plan on being fine like that all your life? Or you plan on getting big? How many children do you want to have? Will you get upset if we don't have no kids? You plan on having an inheritance? Do you have insurance? Can you pay for your funeral if you were to die today?
I date to marry. My goal is to marry you, build with you, grow with you. I'm not dating you to pass time. I see potential in you. Dear future husband, please find God first. Go to therapy and heal. Make sure you close any doors still open with any exes or situations. Make sure you're truly ready for a commitment. Once you do this, babe, come find me. If the love doesn't feel like 90s R&B, I don't want it. Shout out to my friend KC for telling me about this singles brunch. So I know they say your husband is not going to come up to your door. So I decided to go outside. So there was about 5 guys at the event, and a couple of them asked about my purse. So I gave them my information. But hey, I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. My friend met her husband at Kim Wings, so anything is possible. Your husband won't find you on your time, but on God's time. To my man that I haven't met yet, I want you to know you will be one blessed man. God is sending you a protector, a provider, a praying one, a loyal one, an emotional available one. God is sending you his very best. Your love story is already written by him. Once again, I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. Shout out to my friend KC for telling me about the singles event. I mean, that's all I can do is just put it out there. And guess what? God is going to go ahead and orchestrate everything. But hey, it's out there. I'm ready. You don't need to find the right one. You are the right one. Your husband will find you. God is preparing you and your future husband for each other. The time of singleness is not wasted time. Start thanking God in advance for the husband, family, and increasingly blessed life that's coming your way.
Just remember that you're the prize always.
Say that one more time.
Just remember that you are the prize.
Yes.
That's like his golden slogan for me.
Yeah. And what does that mean for you in relationships when you're like, I'm the prize? What does that mean?
It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve, and not being afraid to walk away from a situation if it's like no longer serving me.
She changed. No. She healed. She learned. She grew. She set boundaries. She stopped settling. She put herself first.
Some of y'all need to wake up. You don't have 6 months to waste on somebody who don't know if they want you this year or next year.
Knowing my worth has me with no man and barely any friends. God, I don't want to question your timing about where is my future husband. But can a sis get a shipping update? Is it out for delivery or still in processing? I prayed for my husband before we met. Father, protect my husband as he goes about his day. Watch over his coming and his going both now and forevermore. Psalm 121:8. Amen.
I think everything happens in God's divine timing, you know, so.
Including the baby. I mean,
Yes.
it's always a complicated question because you were 43 when you had your baby. I know I had my child at 48. So
Oh, wow,
people started
beautiful.
asking, she's like, oh, wow, I thought, yes. Yes, I was up there too.
Beautiful.
People start to ask you, but then you also start to ask yourself, at least I did. I wondered, would I ever be a mom?
Yeah.
Was that a part of my journey? I felt that I didn't want to answer that question publicly because I needed to protect myself.
Absolutely.
But in my deepest heart, I wanted to be a mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you navigate that part of the decision to become a parent?
Kind of similar. I did freeze my eggs.
Yeah.
I froze my eggs and I was like, just in case I have these on stash, you know. But I'm a firm believer in manifestation and kind of just putting it out there. And that, like you said, is something so vulnerable.
Yes.
So I publicly said, I want to be married. I want to have kids. And people were like quoting me, quoting. I'm like, oh gosh, it got to happen now. So but I just believed that it was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen with him. You know, and I kept saying, just send me my person. Whoever it's supposed to be, the right person, just send them. You know what I mean? And he sent them. So.
I'm with Ashanti. I'm just putting it out there in the atmosphere. Lord, have your way. My next relationship will be my last. So I'm not looking. I'm not worried. I'm not rushing. I want this love to find me, learn me, want me, need me, and love me in slow motion. We have forever to go. Whoever finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. Proverbs 18:22.
Woman of God, marry a man that only sees you as being a wife. You're not a sex toy. You're not his entertainment. You're not a cup holder. You're not another woman that's just being added to his roster. You are God's daughter. You are God's chosen, and you are somebody's wife. Now I'm going back to the book of Ruth because I want you to notice that when Boaz met with Ruth, because he was a little bit older, he told her that if he didn't find a younger man to marry her, he was going to show up in a few days with the wedding papers, because he didn't look at Ruth as being his girlfriend. He didn't look at her as being another fun date. He only saw that woman as being his wife. Because if a man don't perceive you to be, then a man won't receive you to be. This is why Jesus asked his disciples, who do men say that I am? Because Jesus understood if they didn't perceive him as being the Son of God, then they wouldn't receive him as being the Son of God. Because if that man don't see you as being his wife, he's not going to treat you like a wife. And you don't have time to be wasting time with a man who has the wrong perception of you.
Don't try to be seen. God may be hiding you for a reason.
I'm actually thankful he's kept you hidden.
Wow. Oh, Lord, don't make me cry. I'm single and I'm open, right? I'm not actively looking. I'm not like, I need a husband, I need a man. I do desire that, but I've worked so much on me for the past 3 years that I feel like it would be a want, not a need to fill a void, right? So I feel like I've been working on my healing. And if God has that for me, it'll happen at the right time.
So you don't think it's a want?
No, no, it's a want, but it's not like I need a boyfriend. I need a relationship.
You need a husband?
Ooh.
You don't think you need someone to be your covering?
Yes, if it aligns with the will of God for my purpose.
Of course that.
Yes.
That's a given. And so a lot of times, a lot of women who are lonely, they allow their emotions to take over.
Okay.
And they start following their emotions instead of walking by the Spirit. The key thing when you're single is self-control.
Okay.
Again, my focus has to be on him. He'll keep me in perfect peace as long as he is my focus.
Okay.
As soon as I take my eyes off him and start looking at the horizontal love like you were sharing in one of your videos,
Yeah.
I get lost.
Okay.
I'm actually thankful he's kept you hidden.
Wow. Oh, Lord, don't make me cry.
Things that are hidden are protected and valued. I want you to know that.
He's kept me hidden.
Be specific in your requests and praises. Tell God what you're grateful for. Shout out to Jason Wilson and B. Simone for that interview. That interview introduced me to Jason Wilson. I purchased the paperback and the audiobook of Jason Wilson's book, The Man, The Moment Demands, available on Amazon and wherever good books are sold. Be specific in your request and praises. Tell God what you're grateful for. So we're going to be specific with the request. So what you guys can do is you guys can pray and be in agreement with me that a comprehensive man finds me. Jason Wilson describes a comprehensive man and the man the moment demands as a fighter, provider, leader, lover, nurturer, gentleman, friend, husband, and father. So let's go ahead and be in agreement. When two or more agree, God is in the midst. I highly recommend The Man, The Moment Demands by Jason Wilson. And I had to write a review on Amazon. God, I'm thanking you before it even happens. Thank you guys for your prayers. Where two or more agree, God is in the midst. Like, share, and subscribe to the Kay Willis Positive Vibes podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the Kay Willis Positive Vibes podcast. Check out my book, The Principles of Overcoming Life's Obstacles, a 31-day journey to positive living, available on Amazon.com. Just type Kay Willis. And thank you for tuning in to the Kay Willis Positive Vibes podcast.